Hi friends, just wanted to show you a quick demo for our color wheel in Photoshop. We know that red, yellow, and blue are primary colors. They make up all the other colors on the color wheel. So we're going to go ahead and add our next primary color, and I'll show you how to blend out one of your tertiaries. So using your color picker, pick any blue for the foreground color, but not one that's clearly blending into the next hue, and that means like the next color. So not a blue-green or a blue-violet, just straight up blue. And with a regular brush, so not a blending brush, like you don't want one that says a blender or anything like that. You just want a regular brush. It can have texture, but just not a blending brush because that won't add color. You're going to go ahead and color in this piece on the color wheel. It doesn't have to be super precise, but if you want to, you can hold shift and that will help you make straight lines with your brush. Totally up to you though. This can be more like, wild and messy too. So we've got our blue filled in. I'm going to have a little blue also bleed over into the green side to give me something to blend with. So I'm changing my brush size to fill, these different spaces in. Now I'm going to use my eyedropper to pick up the green that I chose, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring some green over. I'm going to meet them about halfway. So now check this out. I'm going to go up to my brush style. I'm going to choose a blending brush, and the one that I'm using is Kyle's Paintbox Wet Blender. It's under the wet media brushes if you have these all collapsed. So I'll show you what that looks like. So wet media brushes, and then the wet blender is the one I'm using. And I'm just going to come over here and start to mix these colors together, and it is going to blend them. If you go up into the white of the canvas, it's going to start to blend that in. So just be aware of that. I'm also realizing my green's kind of getting overpowered by my blue. So I might actually add a little bit of a darker green because it's just darker colors are going to take over. I mean, that's just how it works with colors. So I'm just going to get kind of like a regular brush, not a blender. I'm going to add, oh, did I get a blender? Didn't think I did. Oh, I'm using the smudge tool? How did it switch to the smudge tool? I don't know. I'm going to go back to my brush. I'm going to get B. I'm going to come in here, paint some of that darker green. And you can add, you can change your color if you want. Although by changing this, I would probably want to remix my yellow green. But let's see. Okay, I'm going to go back to my brush styles. I'm going to get that wet blender. Come on in here. Oh, this is interesting. I actually never noticed this before. When you get a blending brush, it actually changes you to the smudge tool. I never noticed that before. But yeah, now you can see, I think that the darkness of that green is a little bit more evenly matched to the blue, so it's not totally taking over, and I can just kind of circle around this area to blend my green and blue together and get this kind of green-blue. If you want to see the difference here between yellow, green, and green with this new green that I've added, you can kind of see, what that would look like by changing the green. Yeah, and I think that is a little bit of a better mix for this yellow green. This one's almost completely yellow, so I actually am going to go back and bring over a little bit more green here to blend with that yellow. Going back to my blender and starting to mix these again to get more of a true kind of like green yellow. So hopefully that's kind of an interesting way for you to learn about colors and mixing them in Photoshop and start to experiment with the painting tools and starting to kind of just put these all together and understanding how they relate to actual painting. People use these for digital painting all the time, so now you can too. And I hope you have fun with it.